Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just click the link in the show description to support now.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
They win the final game 5-2 to remain the baseball champions of the world. The Yankees, with this 9-0 crusher, have won their 17th World Series.
The Yankees again are world champions.
The Yankees win their 21st World Series.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
Welcome back, Yankee fan. It is the Chase for 28 podcast. This is episode number 95. My name is Chris, and I'm joined as always by the Podcast Padre. What's going on, Pop?
Nothing much. Things are looking good. We're on a little bit of a winning streak here. Always like winning streaks. Yep.
Yankee is going for 5 in a row. They're currently playing the Tampa Bay Rays at a quaint little ballpark in Central Florida.
Yankee Stadium South.
Literally.
And I don't mean Camden Yards.
Yes. Yes, the Yankees are in the second game of a 4-game set, a rare 4-game set, but I have a little answer as to why that is.
Okay.
They have structured the Rays' schedule this season where they're playing a lot of their home games not in July and August, in the dead heat of Central Florida summer. So they're not going to have a lot of day games during that time when it's hot and rainy and miserable. So they're having more home games and 4-game series here early in the season and then in September. They'll be at home, but they're not playing they won't be on long homestands.
Okay. Whatever that means.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Before we get into the news and notes of the current edition of the Yankees, let's go back to last week. We do a trivia question in every episode, and last week's question was, in 1968, this Yankee outfielder pitched in both games of a doubleheader. So
Correct.
I have a guess.
Okay.
Alex has a guess.
Okay.
I'll start with Alex first.
Right.
So
what does he got?
I'm going to take you through his text messages.
Oh.
So he listens. I know when he listens because then he texts me. So this is what I get. No idea. And I'm not guessing because I will not be made a mockery of.
Oh, mockery.
And then he followed that up with, just kidding. It was Mickey Mantle? ? So his guess is Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
I'm going to say, along the same lines, but 1968, I'm going to say that Bobby Mercer pitched in 2 games of a doubleheader in 1968.
No, you're both wrong.
Okay.
Probably somebody you didn't even realize was a Yankee, but a well-known name, Rocky Colavito.
Okay.
You have any idea who Rocky Colavito was?
He was an outfielder for the Yankees in 1968.
Oh, the pain. Rocky Colavito played for the Cleveland Indians for the bulk of his career. He was a big home run hitter for them. He was a right-handed batter, and he was one of the guys back then who was noted for his shotgun arm. You did not run on him from right field. He threw you out. Near the end of his career, he came over to the Yankees. You know, his career was, I think actually read, he only hit like maybe 13 home runs while he was with the Yankees, but he actually one day won that. And I have a vague memory of seeing this on TV on Channel 11, where he came in. I mean, I think obviously they were losing both games back then, and he came in and he pitched in both ends of a doubleheader.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Rocky Colavito.
Rocky Colavito.
Great Yankee outfielder / pitcher.
There you go.
All right. Let's get into the present day Yankees. And by the way, as always, we will have a trivia question at the end of this episode. All right. And I think the Padre was telling me there's going to be a bonus question as he wants to make a mockery of me. Bonus question and embarrass me live on the show. So
wow.
Stay tuned.
Wow. We used the word mockery twice. Wow.
Alex is a big vocabulary guy. Don't let him fool you.
For an old science teacher, yeah.
All right. The Yankees are currently 12-7 on the season. They are in first place in the AL East. They hold a 1-game lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. They are, as we just said a few minutes ago, they're in the midst of a 4-game series with the Tampa Bay Rays. Since last week, the team is 5-1. And unless you tell me differently, they are currently winning 1-0.
They are winning 1-0.
Okay. Because we record this on Friday night. So there you go. In the last week, they went 1-2 to the Giants. They swept Kansas City. That was nice. They faced them in the playoffs, and here they come. Bobby Witt Jr. sweep the Royals. And again, they won last night in Tampa. So that's where we are with the Yankees. What are some of your thoughts on the last week?
I'm going to go back to Sunday's game. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but to me, it just seems to happen a lot on Sunday games that the Yankees play, where they jump out to a lead, 2-0, 3-0, and they have a couple of innings where, they could have blown the game open, but they don't score anything else, so they just maintain that 2-3 run lead, and then they proceed to lose the game. I just happen to have these memories where this seems to happen a lot on a Sunday afternoon. They just can't, shut the gate, put the other team away.
And typically what happens, as I piggyback off that notion, they'll lose those Sunday games when they have the opportunity to sweep a series and sweep a team, and they roll out the B or the C squad lineup.
Yeah.
But, that wasn't really the case last weekend, though.
No, Sunday was not the B team. It was, the regular starters and everything. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and then they had more opportunities to score, and they just didn't do it. They went down, I think it was 5-3, and good old Jazz Chisholm, swinging from his heels again, managed to hit one out and got it to 5-4, and that was that.
Yeah, it was a big weekend for San Francisco's Jung-Hoo Lee, as he hit home runs all weekend long.
Yes.
Homered in his first at-bat in his Yankee Stadium debut on Friday night last week.
Good.
And obviously,
if he becomes a Yankee in the future, he'll be a trivia question.
Yes. Jazz had an interesting week this week.
Yes.
Jazz is currently suspended, or he's appealing his one-game suspension.
He appealed. He's in the lineup.
So he can play. He's in the lineup. We've talked about it a little bit, that Jazz needs to do damage on the field, and it's not for lack of trying. So I want to defend Jazz Chisholm here for a minute or two, in that the calls are bad, and the calls are bad across baseball. I used to think that the worst thing that they did with the TV broadcasts was put that little box on the screen.
Yeah, that box don't seem to move.
But all it's done, there are differences in the boxes when someone like Aaron Judge is up there versus an Anthony Volpe. You get two different boxes because they try to put it up to the guy's strike zone. All it's done is show you how bad and inconsistent Major League umpiring is. I thought umpires were bad at the Little League level, and we had a conversation about that this week. But when you are at what is supposed to be the highest level of baseball, they employ some of the worst umpires imaginable. And there's no penalty for a Major League Baseball umpire sucking. Jazz is facing a 1-game suspension when, if you go back and if you had the robo-ump, and I imagine they've got the technology all set up. So I think that's what we see on the broadcasts, right? What that strike zone would be. So if Jazz could have tapped his helmet, that call would have been reversed. I wonder if Major League umpires go back and look at stuff where if they're actually getting reports on their performances. I know they get graded, so that's got to be true to some degree, but it's not good. You still get Judge getting banged out on strikes called below his knee, in the shin. Yeah. And these pitches are low. So free Jazz.
Well, again, when you watch it, it's like, you can tell what umpires are getting. Are they getting in a good position behind the catcher? Some of them look like they get down low, and I think the older guys, they don't get down low, and they're over the inside corner. I don't know how you can be calling pitches on the outside corner when you're over the inside shoulder of a catcher. I don't know. All right, I could see the inside corner, but how am I actually calling that pitch on the outside? I should be my head should be right dead center over the plate.
Right. The catcher should move. The umpire should have their spot.
Yeah.
Now, I think partially they're moving behind the catcher because you're getting some protection by having another body in front of you.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather hit you than hit me. Yeah.
Yeah. You saw the guy, I think it was in one of the Tigers games this week. A pitch got away from the catcher, went right in the ump's mask, knocked him backwards.
Yeah.
Well,
again, this is what they've been doing forever. And until they tried in spring training now with the robocalls.
Yeah.
So you know that's coming.
I saw in the Philly game this week, there was a right-handed batter. I forget, it escapes me, but he did like the helmet tap, but he was doing it like towards the dugout. And the ump was like mouthing to the guy, like, don't be tapping your helmet, So like the players know the strike zone.
Yes.
So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Anyway, free Jazz.
He'll eventually serve his one. Well, I think a lot of it was because of what he went on social media. He complained. I think that's why he got the suspension.
And that was within 5 minutes of being tossed. He tweeted that it was not a effing strike.
Well, I guess when you go back in the clubhouse, your phone's sitting there. You could do whatever. Nobody's watching you.
That's true. He wasn't in the dugout. He didn't put on a Bobby Valentine mustache.
Nope.
He's okay. Nope. But I don't think it has to do with the tweets. I think it's just going irate on the umpire. I don't think they tolerate that. But again, does the ump have any penalty for making a bad call? Nope. Off he goes. All right, on to some good news. Making his 2025 debut after a strong 2024 campaign on the mound, we had the arrival and return of one Clark Schmidt. Yes. He pitched in that third game against Kansas City. A little rough in the first inning.
Yeah, only gave up one run. That's okay.
Gave up one run through 21 pitches in that first inning. But he settled down and he pitched 5 2/3 innings, 72 pitches in his first start off the IL.
Yeah, so he's ready to go.
It looked good.
Yeah,
again, a little rusty in the first, settled down.
I think that's a little bit to do with nerves and whatnot.
Yeah, how could you not be nervous?
Yes, you overthrow a little bit. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
fine. Hey, let's face it. He was one of the guys we were counting on. Now he's back, so let's go.
Yes.
Next one. Let's wait for Heel to come back,
and he should be returning as well. This week I saw Jonathan Loaizaga throwing, so a return is imminent. And we both got good news. We saw Garrett Cole had his surgery, and they're saying, at least early reports, that he is ahead of schedule, or you said he got this special kind of Tommy John surgery, and they're saying he might be throwing in September.
Well,
or available in September for a return.
Well, I think if we see him in September, it's going to be as a relief pitcher to throw one inning, and hey, I'll take him out of the pen if he's healthy and ready to go. I think what helped him, this is one of the rare times I ever remember hearing a pitcher having to go for Tommy John surgery, and he had it within a matter of a couple of days. Usually, they wait a few weeks for some odd reason, and I always wonder, why aren't they going for the surgery right away? What are they waiting for? He went and had it right away. So it's already been, I think, maybe 2 months since he had the surgery. So
yeah, that had to happen. That happened in February.
Yeah. So we shall see. I hope we need him.
Well, do you want to need him, or would it be nice to have him as reinforcements as we're in a good spot and things are good? I don't want to need him if he pitches in September, we could make the playoffs. I want to have things locked up and it's like he's a cherry on top.
Well, I think in either scenario, if you need him to get there, you have him. If you've sewn it all up, you have him. But it would be a nice scenario with Weaver, Williams, and him for 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And Loaizaga. If Loaizaga comes back full strength, that would be 4 top-notch guys coming out of that bullpen. That's 4 pitchers.
Then you only need your starters to go 4 to 5 innings. And
go
ahead, go into the pen.
Yeah, we shall see. That'll be.
And they have other relievers that are certainly proving themselves. You have Francisco Cruz picked up a 2-inning save this week. Mark Leiter Jr.
He was a little lucky with that last catch by Bellinger to save Cruz to get the save. Bellinger dove.
Yes.
But hey, it saves a save.
Can we agree that saves a save? They should have gave Bellinger the save.
Yes.
Would you agree or disagree? We'll play a little game. Agree or disagree? Does their right fielder last year make that play?
I thought we were going to talk about him anymore.
He seems to be talking about us.
Yeah, well, does the right fielder last year make that play? I'll give it a maybe. I don't ever remember seeing him dive to the side. Maybe like coming in, going for a ball, but I never remember him going to the left or right, diving flat out to get a ball. I would tend to think no, but we'll never know.
I'm going to also go with no. We'll never know. Bellinger made the catch. There's T-shirts out there now, saved by the belly. So good stuff this week.
Yep.
Speaking of good stuff, let's talk about America's favorite side dish, Ben Rice.
Ben Rice, 4 for 4 last night. 4 for 5.
4 for 4, 4 for 5. Some say he's the best number 22 in New York baseball right now.
Some would say.
And there are significant savings on the payroll.
Oh, yes, significant. A couple of decimal places.
Just a couple.
That's
but
right.
Ben Rice on the year. Let's take a look at Ben Rice. 63 at bats. He is 19 for 63. He's batting .302. He's got 10 walks, 17 strikeouts. He's got 5 home runs, 9 RBIs, 3 doubles. So he is hitting the baseball. He is getting on base. He's doing a great job in the lineup. His on base percentage, .397. He's slugging .619.
What is it? He put on his 25 pounds of muscle. He's swinging harder. The exit velocity's up.
Yes.
Hey, the kid's arrived.
Yes, he has. I'm actually going to take a quick turn. Speaking of arriving, are you familiar with Spencer Jones's week? The Yankee highly touted prospect.
No. Clue me in.
So Spencer Jones, obviously 23 years old. He's got 5 home runs this year. He leads the Eastern League. He's at AA Somerset. So he's not even playing at AAA. We can go see him.
That's right. Still at Somerset. Yeah.
So this week he had his second multi-home run game of the season. Young AA season. He's currently batting .273 through 44 at bats. And he's got 5 home runs. And he's got two home run games.
All right. Anything there about his strikeouts? That's been in it.
I did not get his strikeouts.
Yeah, well, I wonder why he's at Scranton. Why didn't they move him up?
More seasoning, as they say.
Well, if he keeps hitting, they should be moving him at some point.
But I also feel like if he keeps hitting, they might move him to AAA, but they also just might bring him up. That's not out of the question to go from AA if they need you in a pinch.
No, the only reason he comes up now is if somebody got hurt and they needed somebody. You're not going to bring him up now. There's no place to put him. Who are you going to sit?
No. I didn't mean bring him up as a promotion. I'm just saying if they needed him, it's not like they're going to say, well, we can't bring him up because he's only gotten to AA. He doesn't have significant AAA time. I don't think that would make a difference.
Makes me wonder who's the who are the starting outfielders on the top level that they left him down in Somerset.
Let's see. You keep talking. I'll look that up.
Is it still what's his face Pereira? I don't know who else they would have down there.
I'm pulling up the Scranton roster right now. That's a lot of pitchers. Outfielders. Brennan Davis, Cam Eden, Duke Ellis, Cooper Hamill, Ishmael Mungia, Everson Pereira, and Grant Richardson.
Explains nothing to me.
I'm just reporting the news.
Yeah. Oh, well.
You know who the manager is? Shelley Duncan.
Shelley Duncan. Wow. There's a name from the past.
Yeah.
Have to come up and make him a trivia answer.
All right. So that was my little dip into the minor leagues.
Okay.
Aaron Judge.
Batting 400 something.
He is, as they like to say, en fuego, on fire. Yeah. He is currently through 20 games, 72 at bats. He is 28 for 72, batting .389.
Wow.
He's got 5 doubles, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, 15 walks to 17 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases. He scored 20 runs. His on-base percentage is .506. He's slugging .750, and his OPS is 1.256.
I guess he's proving it doesn't matter who bats in front of him.
You don't say.
Hint, hint. and he's got No, I'm not going there. I'm just not going to.
And he's got reinforcements coming behind him. We hear that Giancarlo Stanton is looking at a June return. Now,
what you talking about, Willis?
Now, we like Giancarlo Stanton. When he comes back, I need you to be all over him. So he hits a lot of home runs and does a lot of things. But we all know it's not about June Stanton. It's not about July or August or September Stanton. We are just waiting. Say it with me, folks. Stantober. That's all that counts.
Well, I'm going to yell and scream with old silly putty arms there. I don't know.
Well, we'll talk about that in a few weeks.
No, I'm still pissed off. This was bothering him last year during the playoffs and everything, and he waited all winter and he did nothing about it. What a dope. That's all I got to say. Gee, I'm in pain. What should I do? Oh, nothing. All
right.
Move on.
Well, hey, if he doesn't come back till June, we don't have to worry about him. Well, no, he is currently on the IL, but we don't need to have worried about him starting the season and then tweaking a hamstring in a cold game in Detroit in April that puts him on the shelf for 6 weeks. He's already on the shelf. He'll come back. It'll be hot. His muscles can be loose and stretchy. I don't know.
I don't think the weather has anything to do with that man getting injured.
That's true. I think we went to a game last year or 2 years ago where we saw him sprinting in the outfield before the game, and he was only DHing, but we're like, wait, he can run? Oh, well.
That was the game we went to last year. That's the game where he got hurt.
Oh, that's right. We did see that. Yeah, you're right. All right. Anyway, so Stanton will be back in June. Hopefully all is right in his elbows, left and right.
I like the way you did that. You didn't say June of 2025.
Time will tell.
Okay.
All right. What else is on your mind about the Yankees before we take a look at their schedule for next week?
I think everything's fitting into place. I saw innings this week where it wasn't home runs. It was base hits, walks.
Yeah, Judge homered the other night after not having hit a homer for 10 games.
Yeah, he didn't.
You don't even notice.
Since they were in Pittsburgh, he's hitting singles and doubles. That's fine. That's what we want. What's his face? The first baseman?
Goldschmidt,
leadoff spot. He hits the ball the other way. I love him.
Yes. Go Goldie.
Yep.
All right. Coming up this week, we have the second half of the 4-game series. So when you're listening to this episode, the Yankees are still in Tampa Saturday and Sunday. Then they go to Cleveland for 3 games against the Guardians, little playoff rematch. And then they're off next Thursday. And then they spend the near the end of April, the 25th, 26th, and 27th at home for Toronto. A little division battle, or 2 teams at the top of the division.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Just win the series. Just keep getting that gap above 500. Just keep making it grow. That's all you got to do.
Yes. You said you had another question.
Oh, okay. Yes. This is not the trivia question. So here we go. Today is April 18th, I believe, right?
Today is April 18th, 2025.
Okay. Let's see. How do I put this as a trivia question? Okay. What happened on April 18th? And this goes with you, like Yankee history. April 18th, 1923.
April 18th, 1923. Well, of course I put this out.
102 years ago.
I put this out on Instagram today.
Oh, what? I don't look at your Instagram.
It's our Instagram. It's at Chase428pod.
On
on April 18th, 1923, Yankee Stadium 1 opened its doors with a game against the Red Sox.
There you go.
The Yankees won that game 4-1. Babe Ruth hit a 3-run home run in that game. Babe Ruth. And I believe, if this is accurate, and I did copy and paste it from the internet, that game drew the largest crowd in baseball history at the time. Attendance that day was 74,200.
Yep. The old Yankee Stadium had quite a few seats in it.
Quite a few seats, yes.
2,000. And
now, the other thing we could talk about here.
You want to know the total money they brought in that day?
How much?
I would tend to think the money they brought in from the seats that day is like what? One section of one little area in Yankee Stadium today?
And maybe less.
Maybe less.
Actually, speaking of, so a couple things I want to do here. We'll do this week in Yankee history. So all the different things that happened this week across space and time. But I had reached out to you with this information. There was a question we had a couple of weeks ago regarding Adam Ottavino and his I'm on the team, I'm off the team, I'm on the team, I'm off the team status. And he was on a podcast this week where he was asked about that. And I don't have the audio to play, but here's what I learned about the contract he signed. He did not sign a full season contract with the Yankees. He signed what he called a 40 or 45 day option type contract.
Yeah.
Which doesn't put the team on the hook for anything, for any long-term commitment. They can basically sign you and, you'll get paid. And we got the answer. According to him, he was paid in those 2 stints with the Yankees approximately $5,000 per day that he was with the team. And I also learned in this interview, and actually the podcast is, it's called Baseball Isn't Boring. So maybe sometimes you hear that advertised on Odyssey or The Fan. So Baseball Isn't Boring is the podcast.
Okay.
Did you know that Major League Baseball players don't get paid for spring training? Their contracts are only for the regular season.
So what do they just get, like meal money or something during spring training?
They get meal money. And I guess if you're invited to camp or something like that, you get some reimbursement for hotels.
Oh,
or they used to. I might be misremembering what he said.
A living allowance.
Yes, but they do not get a paycheck for February and March. So all the games, everything, that's all. They're basically working for free. Paychecks start when the season starts. I did not know that.
Did not know
It's
that.
wild stuff. All right. So other news and note item this week, USA Baseball. They had a big press conference at Yankee Stadium this week.
Yes.
And you didn't know this, but Captain America plays for the Yankees. Aaron Judge was named the captain for Team USA for the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
Yes. I had heard. I remember hearing that he said he wanted to play in the World Baseball Classic a while back. So they named him captain. I think he replaced Mike Trout.
Yes, Mike Trout will still be on the team, but the guy who's the manager of Team USA, he reached out to Mike Trout in advance, and Mike Trout gave it his blessing. So
yeah,
Aaron Judge is your captain, and he said, "quote It's something special, getting a chance to represent our country." End quote.
Yeah.
So Captain America.
All
right. This week in Yankee history, we'll go back a little earlier in the week, April 14th, 1955. Elston Howard made his debut as the first black player on the Yankees. He played in an 8-4 loss to the Red Sox, hitting 1 single. And this obviously follows Jackie Robinson's groundbreaking move a decade earlier. So it took the Yankees 10 years to put a black player on the team. And if memory serves me correct, I think the Red Sox were the last team to integrate.
I think you are correct.
Because their owner was racist AF. So that was one significant event in Yankee history. April 15th, 1976. You want to take a stab at that one?
That was the day all the Yankees paid their taxes that it was due?
Good guess. No. It involves Yankee Stadium once again. April 15th, 1976, the Yankees returned to the Bronx after 2 years of renovations while playing their home games at Shea Stadium.
Oh, those were bad days. I remember going to Shea Stadium to see them. Those were bad days.
Bad teams those years?
It just didn't seem right going to Shea Stadium.
Let's see. So that was April 15th. Let's go April 16th, 1929. The Yankees became the first major league team to wear numbers on their uniforms that day. And the lineup read like this: Combs, Koenig, Ruth, Gehrig, Musial, Lazzari, DeRocher, and Grabowski. I was not able to find the box score for the starting pitcher that day because it was actually a spring training game.
And you are aware of how they were chosen, the numbers that they wore, how they were chosen.
It was their place in the batting order.
That's right.
So if Babe Ruth was better, he could have been number 2.
One.
Number 1. Wouldn't that be something if they batted him? Like, what if he batted 4th?
He would have been 4th and Gehrig would have been 3rd.
Yeah. And then we had a twofer on April 17th. So April 17th, 1951. Care to take a stab?
Whitey Ford made his pitching debut.
Close. Mickey Mantle made his major league debut. He went 1 for 4 that day. And on April 17th, 1976, care to take a stab?
17th, 1976. Catfish Hunter made a start.
No. Thurman Munson was named captain of the Yankees. And that was on that date, 1976. And then we did the bonus question, April 18th. That's today. Yankee Stadium opened its doors in 1923. Okay. All right. Here's our trivia question for this week. You want to ask the question?
I'll ask the question. In Yankee history, 4 pitchers have hit grand slams. Who are they?
All right. Alex, I look forward to your text. Not for nothing. Speaking of text messages, we are 19 games into the season. I haven't gotten a text from the podcast Cuisini. We got nothing.
I did reach out to him. He's got a new granddaughter, but he didn't give any hints as to when we'll be hearing from him. So we shall see.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Herman Bryan out in California. I know he's listening. So if you're a friend, you could text me, say what's up. It's all good. Let's see. Quick shout out to SeatGeek. They power the Chase for 28 podcast. If you're looking for tickets to Yankee games this summer, SeatGeek is the way to go. Go to chasefor28.com/SeatGeek. Download the app and you can save $20 off your first ticket purchase. Use our promo code Chase428, and that is FOR and the number 28. We want to hear your opinions. You can email us feedback at chasefor28.com. We are on Twitter, X at Chase428pod. We're putting out content every day, even though the Padre has no idea what I'm doing. On Chase428pod on Instagram, I'm putting out images with the game results. We're doing This Day in Yankee History over on Instagram. We got the Facebook page, so we are Chase428 in many, many places. But here's what I want you to do this week, my friends. Go to chasefor28.com/voicemail. Send us a message. Send us your trivia question guesses. Send us your reactions from games. We'll be happy to include your actual thoughts on the podcast. Emails are nice. Voicemails are better. Voicemails are like Aaron Judge hitting a home run. It just makes it that much better. All right. Anything else?
No, we're good.
All right. No, there is one more thing. We'll do a little preemptive. So we did like This Day in Yankee History. So what happened, and we got to go to the future / the past. What happened on April 19th, 1954 in Yankee history?
A new fan was born.
A new fan was born. That's right. Happy birthday to the Podcast Padre. 71 years young.
Hey, speak up. I can't hear you, Sonny.
Well, happy birthday, Pop.
Yep, well, we'll be getting together tomorrow. We'll be doing a little celebrating.
Yes. And then we'll come back. Next episode of the podcast, we will record it on Friday the 25th, and that will come your way on the 26th. For the Podcast Padre, I am Chris, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, Yankee fans.
Have a good week.